Now we're here with Borike Productions. I'm Justin Long, and I'm talking to my director of the movie Safe Spaces,
Dan Schechter.
Dan, what inspired you to make this movie? You wrote it, you directed it.
Yeah.
Where did this come from?
Oh, about 3 years ago, I took a little break from directing, meaning I didn't get any work, so I became a professor.
Hence the air quotes.
Yeah, and then that experience really led me to see what these college campuses were like, and I went in with certain, very strong opinions about how I felt about trigger warnings and safe spaces, and I thought I wanted to make a movie that showed that after I went through this life experience that I changed where I started from a little bit. And then I wanted to create the character of Josh, who you end up playing in the film, and I wanted to show that he started from a place where he was a little dismissive of these ideas, but maybe he would grow throughout that and end up where I did.
And how did you get inspired to cast Fran Drescher as my mother? Fran Drescher plays my mother. We're probably used to seeing her play the nanny and in Spinal Tap, but she's very compassionate and warm in the movie. What about her performances inspired you to cast her?
I totally agree. I wish I could take credit for her casting, but actually it was my mother's idea. She thought, wouldn't it be interesting if Fran Drescher played me in the movie, which normally you'd roll your eyes at, but you know what? It was a pretty cool idea.
So, Fran, thank Mrs. Schechter for that. And we're here in Fort Lauderdale. Have you been to Fort Lauderdale before? We can feel that it's quite humid. It's so humid, in fact, that it's raining right now. Have you been?
This is my third trip, not only to Fort Lauderdale, but to the Fort Lauderdale Independent Film Festival. And I would take it better and better every year.
It's nice. This is my first time at the festival. I love Fort Lauderdale. My grandmother lives in Lake Worth. So I love coming down here. A lot more iguanas this time. It's an invasive species that has really taken over Fort Lauderdale. I like them, but I can imagine driving around might be problematic. So that's about it.
Thank you so much for having us. We hope that was informative. And Justin, thank you for coming out and supporting the film.
Thanks for having me, Dan. Thanks for casting me. I love doing the movie. And thank you, Borike, for having us and for all the direction you gave about how we should comport ourselves here on the red carpet of the Fort Lauderdale International Film Festival, FLIFF.